Good afternoon and happy Monday. Let's see. Closing some stuff and we'll get started shortly. This is my first stream as a Twitch affiliate. Super pumped about that. I'll have to pause the stream for a second, possibly at some point to run outside to get a delivery. Other than that, should be all right. All right, so that works. That works. All right. Steamroller. Flatten a nested array. You must account for varying levels of nesting. Well, quickly flatten array JavaScript. Flat, look at that. All right, maybe that doesn't work. Ah. Okay, so we have to pass the depth. So if we pass this as 0, pass this as 0, maybe that will work. Of course, this log does not really show us arrays. Let's check if this is in fact an array. This needs to be capitalized. Oh, man. Eye boogers. So it is an array. Maybe it's just, we're not allowed to use flat. Oh, okay. So it doesn't work like I was thinking, where you pass 0 as in you want 0 nested. It's how many nested levels deep do you want to go? So if we do this. That one was real easy. Because flat exists. So that's pretty cool. Cool. Let's move on. Binary agents. Return an English translated sentence of the past binary string. The binary string will be space separated. Remember to use read, search, ask. If you get stuck, try to pair program, write your own code. Ooh. Alright, so JavaScript, binary to string. Have this here. Anything from Mozilla I really like. We have a gist here. We won't look at that though. They didn't really tell us too much. Parse int. Alright, let's look at parse int. What kind of magic does this do? Parse int function parses a string argument and returns the integer of the specified radix. Here's the example that I think we're looking for, because it's doing, the second argument is base. And binary is base 2, right? Okay. To string. Let's look up to string. To string. This, let's look at, okay, we want this again. Parse int. This dude uses from character code. So we are returning a new string from character code. Parse int. Let's log this out. Okay, so that gave us the first. Yeah. Okay, he did. Okay, I see. He split up the string. Right. So, since this is only do one character, we take the string, we're gonna map over it. We get our binary character, and we want to pass that here. String map is not a function. String split. So we split it, we're mapping over everything, and then we should join. Let's see here. Bunch of nonsense characters. We need to get rid of this because we got rid of the console log. I just want to kind of break this down, see what we're getting. And there we go. That goes. Need one of these. That's what it's mad about. Fine. Let's see here. So I want to, let's take a look at this. Oh, I messed up. We need to do it like this. Because this whole thing's a letter, right? I think. Now, if we... Not here. Here. What am I doing? There we go. So we can log this out too. We spell it right. Aren't bonfires fun? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Yes, they are. All right, so also log this and hopefully see the whole sentence. There we go. Aren't bonfires fun? Yes. So the binary agent, let's just go ahead and check that it passes before I start trying to explain it. Sweet. So binary agent takes a string. This is the string for the first example that we're passing. It's a string of a binary code. So we're going to take the string and we're going to split it up by spaces. So from this we'll get an array of each one of these sets of binary numbers. And then we're going to map over each one. And this is... So we're gonna map over each set of binary characters, and from them we're gonna return a new string from the character code. And to get that, we parse an int. So we take this and we parse it. It's an int, and we parse it with base 2. So it's parsing binary. So this takes it and gives us a character code. This creates the character code, the string from the character code. And finally, after we've mapped over everything, we have an array of all the letters, words, and then we join them together. Boom. All right, everything be true. Check if the predicate, second argument, is truthy on all elements of a collection, first argument. In other words, you're given an array collection of objects. The predicate pre will be an object property, and you need to return true if its value is truthy, otherwise return false. In JavaScript, truthy values are values that translate to true when evaluated in a Boolean context. Remember, you can access object properties through either dot notation or bracket notation. Remember to use read, search, ask. If you get stuck, try to pair program, write your own code. So we have this array of objects here. User Tinky Winky, sex male. User Dipsy, sex male. User Lala, sex female. User Po, sex female. So then our second argument that we're passing to the truth check is sex. And what it wants us to do is go over each item in this array, each object, look at the, what are they called? Property that we pass for the second argument, and we want to return true if this is true. So anything that JavaScript would think is true, since it's a string and it's not an empty string, this is true. And then we need to return true if all of them are truthy, and false if not. So let's see here. We have a pre. We don't quite need that. We're gonna take the collection and we're gonna do an every, I think it is. Yes. So every checks to see that everything is true, and if it's true, it returns true. If not, it returns false. So we have our object now, because we're iterating over each object. And we need to return object pre is equal to true. I think that's it. So we pass everything. These two here. Let's see here. Maybe we do this a little differently. Yes. So we'll just return. Oh no. When you try to paste and copy instead. Alright, so we're going to return the Boolean of that. Because it wasn't working how I thought it would. But I think this should do it. Yeah. So this one's the easy one. Man, I got something in my eye. Hold on. Alright, so this one, truth check function. We are past a collection and a prerequisite, basically. So what we do is we return. We can actually shorten this up. I'll do that in a second here. We take our collection. We need to return true or false. So collection every is looking at everything that we map over in the collection passes the calculation that we give it. So we get each object in the collection, and we're returning the Boolean of that object, and that will tell us whether, if we test it, the value of the property that we look or that we're looking at on the object, it will tell us whether it is true or false when looked at in a Boolean context. So to shorten it up, since we're using ES6 and we really have a really short return statement, we can just do this. And that should do it. So that's good. Oh, shit. Alright, well. So this one should be fun. We have to create a function that sums two arguments together. If only one argument is provided, then return a function that expects one argument and returns the sum. For example, add together 2, 3 should return 5, and add together 2 should return a function. Calling this return function with a single argument will then return the sum, like so. If either argument isn't a valid number, return undefined. So I think that's where we're going to start. Return undefined. if arguments 0 see here. So we have an if check here. If these things, but we actually want to check both of them. We want to wrap both in parentheses, and then we want to see the opposite. So we put our exclamation. So if these are not numbers, we will return undefined. And if not, we can keep going. We'll just return true here. Let's give it a run. All right. So now if let's see here, what does this add up to? We're passing those two tests. I think this is just and then we're going to return we'll add the second number here. Let's see here. So what are we returning here? We're returning arguments, the first argument plus the second number. Let's take a look at this. Let's see here. I have no idea how to do this. Check job. Check if undefined. feel like this should be super easy. Okay. Type of that. Not being previously declared. Oh. What if we just... What does that do? Nothing. How to check if an argument doesn't exist JavaScript. That's how you do it. Okay. Does it have to be... What? Object. Let's make sure we're using arguments. Yeah, we are. Okay. Here. Or could we just... Yeah, right there. Let's just see. Okay, this needs to go. Maybe it can go up top if we do that. Let's try. Let's take this out. Try again. all these should return undefined. This one's passing, so this does work. Alright. So I don't think we actually want to check that one yet. I want to check them both at the same time. This is a Let's see here. We're ugly. Let's do this instead. Or Dang. Alright. I'm just stabbing in the dark here. Since I've never... Let's see. Maybe we just do it a little easier. So, let's see here. If type of arguments. But if we get rid of this, that works. Put undefined down here. How about that? Almost. Instead of trying to make this fancy, let's just fucking do it, I guess. Do we need to wrap this? What? They're both numbers, add them together. Why doesn't that work? What? 5. False. What? False. You mean false? What do you mean? Do I have to use type of? Okay. Alright. 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 I guess. Okay. We could do arguments every argument, and we'll return if argument is equal to number or type of. There we go. Okay. So let's get rid of all that. Need another closing parenthesis. That seems good. Actually, don't get rid of. I guess we do. Okay. All the arguments are numbers. Add them together. Oh. Got him. All right. Next step. What does this give us? I just want to do this to get it on a new line. Sorry. There we go. Oh, okay. There we go. This can go up here. That can stay. We can just do this. That's a little nicer. Okay. It together is not a function. Oh. Okay. You mad, bruh? Oh, okay. That together is not a function. What do you mean it's not a function? What? Oh, hey. Oh no, that was right. So is that saying that that gives us a number? It is. What's it giving us? Nothing. Oh. Okay, so basically, yeah. When we pass it this right here, it's looking and everything that's passed to it is indeed a number. So it's coming into here. So we need to check. What do we need to check? Okay. So where are these getting into? Here? Here. Okay. What if we did this as an else? An else if. It doesn't really matter. Just back a little bit. All right, so we're almost there. Type of arguments 1 is equal to depart. One. It's not equal number. All right, let's see here. Let's take this, bring this up here. I'm just gonna make a list of every thing that I need here. So if arguments 1, this is not equal to a number, or the string number, that's this example here. What else do we need? Don't really need that. There's always something to find. False, true. Let's see here. If, let's break it up like this. Arguments dot length. All right. The argument is 1. And it's a number. Number. We return this function. Get rid of this. Ah. Alright, so we're creeping ever closer. Let's take this example, see what we get from it, so that we can work on it. 23. What? Oh, that's right. So here... I mean, we don't really need an else, right? Okay. We don't even really need this. Because it returns undefined for us. Okay. Alright. That was tricky. That was tricky. Alright, because we had a few different, scenarios there. I just want to clean this up a little so it's a little easier to read. For me at least. Let's see here. So... Alright, so yeah, add together. What we have here, first we do a check. We use the arguments object that contains all of the possible arguments that were passed. We check to see if the length was 1. So cases like this, and this one. And we want to see if that first argument is a number. So we would continue on with this example and this example, but not this one. Anyway, so if we are continuing, we're just returning a function that takes a second number. So basically targeting these types of things. If the type of the second number is a number, then return arguments. We return the first argument plus the second argument. For this case, though, this is not a number. So this just gets skipped and nothing gets returned. So undefined is returned. If this hasn't passed, if the argument's length is 2, for like say this example and this example, we do another check to see if the second argument is not a number. If it is not a number, it returns undefined, so that's what we get for this one. And otherwise, we return arguments 0 and 1. I almost want to, or the sum of those. I'm wondering if we can take this and okay, so that still works. Just shorten it up a little bit. So again, since it doesn't go into any of these cases and it returns nothing else for these two cases or these three cases, it returns undefined. We're doing some strict checks to make sure that everything meets our conditions. All right, moving on. Make person. Fill in the object constructor with the following methods below. Get first name, get last name, get full name. Set first name, set last name, set full name. Run the test to see the expected output for each method. The methods that take an argument must accept only one argument, and it has to be a string. These methods must be the only available means of interacting with the object. Okay. Okay. All right. Object.keys.length should return 6. Okay, let's just complete the method below and implement the others similarly. This get full name, right here, function return Bob Ross. So get full name should return this get first name, and actually let's hold off on this. Let's start. What's first happening? Var Bob equals new person Bob Ross. We need a constructor. How do constructors work? Oh, okay, it's complaining because we don't have anything in here. All right. So this. Let's see. Oh, this isn't a class. Okay. we not do? I mean, can we just use a class here? I'm gonna just change it. Okay. Okay. Hope that's okay. It's a lower C. Last person. Okay, so now we'll have a constructor. This. Okay. Let's see here. Person, first and last name. Okay, I want to read this again. Let's see here. So can we do get full name like this? Do that. Let's see what we pass. Get full name is not a function. Hi. This. Yep. Okay. All right. Just checking. Let's see this. Equals. Go back here, see how it was before. I didn't like it here either. Bye. Unexpected token, a constructor. What? Okay. Okay. All right. We're getting somewhere. All right. So we have get full name. What else do we need? Get first name. All right. So that's not ready there. So this. Sets don't need to return anything. This for first name equals first name. And then we need set last name. Last name. And this will make last name equal last name. Go up here. Let's see here. What does this return? One. Oh, because we haven't. Okay. Okay. So maybe we don't use this. Let's copy all this and do a little refresh here. Let's reset all the code. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do this. We can cut out all of that and all of this. So we need to convert them this. Let's just do it how they want us to here, I guess. Okay. So I'm gonna copy this part right here and just go through. Actually, we want to copy everything but that first space. Go through each one of these and copy this part, or paste this part. And then the next step is we need this. Oops, copy that. I think that's it. What? Line 7? Wait, what? Oh. Duh. Alright, so we just gotta take these and put them over here. That last name is not defined. You're right. It's not. Alright. So we passed that. That first name. Yep, good, good. Get first name, get last time. Turn on that. Let's see here. Alright, so first name, we're just taking it and we're splitting it and we're returning the first. We're gonna do the same thing for last name, but we want the second part. So that gets us to pass that. His full name equals first and last name. So we just renamed some of those things. Set full name function first. Name. Um, cannot read property of undefined. So we get Bob Ross here. Okay, first in inlet. Okay, equals. Split. So that just gives us just Bob. Okay. Read split of undefined. Not read split of undefined. Let's join this array up. And take a look. Yo, Ross. All right. So let's copy this and paste it in here. And we just swap this. I'll make this say last name. Last name is not defined. We'll cool. First name. Bob. Let's see here. Bob Get full name should return Haskell Curry after. So there we go. This one had quite a bit of requirements. So the first requirement, I wanted to use a class, but that didn't quite work out because of the object key's length needing to be 6, and it only wanting you to interact with this person function with those 6 keys. So we have our person function here. It takes the first and last name. This get first name takes the first and last name that were passed it, splits it up, returns the first part. This get last name takes the first and last name, splits it up, and takes the last part, or the second part. This get full name just returns the current first and last name. And then we have our sets here. Set full name takes a full name and sets first and last name to the full name. Before I had this full first and last name, these 2 spots here, and that didn't quite work. So we just changed it. This set first name accepts a first name. We make a name array with the first and last name by splitting them. We take the first name in the name array, and we replace it with the first name, and then we combine and make first and last name equal to the name array joined back up after the replacement. Set last name is the same as first name, just with all the stuff for last name instead. So that allows us to create a new person, Bob Ross, and Bob Get the full name. We can get first name, get last name, get full name. And we can also set the names, and everything works. Map the debris. Return a new array that transforms the element's average altitude into their orbital periods in seconds. This array will contain objects in the format of name and average altitude. You can read about orbital periods on Wikipedia. The values should be rounded to the nearest whole number. The body being orbited is Earth. The radius of the Earth is that many kilometers, and the GM value of Earth is that large number plus all this maths. Remember to use read, search, ask if you get stuck. Try to pair a program, write your own code. Oh, okay. So we have our first example here. Should return that the average altitude is replaced with orbital period. Okay. The orbital period is the time a given astronomical object takes to complete one orbit around another object, and applies in astronomy usually to planets or asteroids orbiting the sun, moons orbiting planets, exoplanets orbiting other stars, or binary stars. For objects in the solar system, this is often referred to as the sidereal period, determined by a 360-degree revolution of one celestial body around another, e.g., the Earth orbiting the Sun. The name sidereal is added as it implies that the object returns to the same position relative to the fixed stars projected in the sky. When describing orbits of binary stars, the orbit period is usually referred to as just the period. For example, Jupiter has a sidereal period of 11.86 years, while the main binary star, Alpha Centauri AB, has a period of about 79.91 years. All right. So the orbital period in seconds of 2-point masses orbiting each other in a circular or elliptical orbit is this. A is the orbit's semi-major axis. Geom is the standard gravitational parameter. G is the gravitational constant. M is the mass of the more massive body. For all ellipses with a given semi-major axis, blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is average altitude. GM value here. This is some intense shit. We have the Earth radius, and let's see here. What? All right, so t equals 2 pi times, I think, the square root of a to the third power. I think that's the altitude that we've been given, and divided by u, which is the GM that we were given. So man, this is some pretty heady stuff, you know what I mean? So I want to kind of copy that. I think we can really copy it. Okay. So let's copy it right here. So we're gonna need math.pi divided by 2. Okay. And we're gonna need, we don't need to make another log, we can just put a comma in here. When I do that, I like to put these on their own lines. It's like a list. So we're gonna have to do math power. The number is gonna be some number to the third power. Divided by the GM. But we don't use the Earth's radius in that. So, well, yep, gotcha. Okay. Math.pi is not a function. JavaScript pi. Is it a capital PI? Oops. Oops, oops, oops. That might be it. There we go. Okay, getting some numbers. The value should be rounded to the nearest whole number. Okay. Take a look at this again. We need the square root of those two numbers divided. Okay. So, for instance, for completing an orbit every 24 hours around a mass of 100 kilograms, a small body has to orbit at a distance of 1.08 meters from its center of mass. Seconds. Now, I'm pretty sure that I didn't get this right. What number should this return here? I don't have anything close to that. And we're gonna get a hint. We have all that. Earth radius plus the average altitude. Okay. So this is going to be Earth radius plus average altitude of the object. Okay. That makes sense too, because if you have circled this, if you have a sphere like the Earth, the center of mass is in the center. Right, so the radius, I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll just continue. So we have the calculation here. Math power. Pi 2 times pi. I think that's wrong. We have let's pass in this. So yeah, that's right. Okay. So this is our calculation. We need What was the third? To remove and add a key. So we keep. Let's see here. So we have our array. I need this. Let's close all the tabs to the right. I think I want to do map, which creates a new array. Okay, yeah. So we'll do a map here, and we have our object. And then we'll return some stuff. Let's see here. We're gonna let average alt equal the object dot average altitude, and then we're gonna delete. Let's see here, delete key object JavaScript. We have our object. So we delete. And then we say object orbital period equals, and we need this calculation. We're going to put this in its own function. Here, we'll just calculate orbital period. We're passing the average altitude, and we're returning this. It's nice here. And this needs to be average altitude. So now we can come up here, and we can get rid of this stuff. Orbital period equals calculate that, and we pass the average altitude, and then return the object. And we return this. That needs a closing parentheses for the map. We also need to... Radius is not defined. Radius is not defined. You're right. It's not. Earth radius is, though. I think it's talking about right here. GM is not defined. Well, geez. Can we just... What if we just do this, huh? What if we just do this? We just put them in there. What if we did that? And we got rid of this radius. Huh? Yeah. Screw you. Look at that. Alright. So, we have our orbital period function. It accepts an array. We need to iterate over each item in that array, which we do with array map. So we get an object, and we want to return a new object that has the average alt taken out, and the orbital period returned in seconds. So what we do is we let average alt. We don't even have to do all this. We can take that, put this down here. There we go. That's a little cleaner. So we're gonna look at the object's orbital period, or we're gonna create the object's orbital period. We'll use the calculate orbital period function that we created. And we just pass the current object that we're iterating over. We can pass its average altitude. So once we do that, we take all the numbers for the calculation, we return it rounded as the instructions asked, and we delete the average alt because we don't want that in there, and we return the object. All right. All right, that's it. That's it. Oh my goodness. Yes. Now we get to work on our projects next. We're gonna do that tomorrow. Start with this palindrome. I want to just take a look at it here. Return true if the given string is a palindrome, otherwise return false. Alright. So these won't be, I feel like these won't be as complicated as the projects that we did for the responsive. Not really complicated so much as lengthy. I mean, they might actually take a while, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alrighty. That's it for now. I'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. EST, for some more Free Code Camp. Working on these projects. We'll see how many we can do. Probably, we might just work on one at a time. they should be difficult. We'll see. But I will also be back later tonight on 8 p.m. EST for some Clash Royale, if you're into that. Thanks everybody that stopped by and watched. I'll see you later. Peace.